Hi there. So today let's talk about Rwanda. Now, as I make this video, there's no doubt that Rwanda is attacking Congo. So everyone now agrees that Rwanda is the one invading Congo. And at the moment, Rwanda intends to capture 150,000 square kilometers of the Congo territory. Remember, Rwanda is a country of 26,000 kilometers. So this would be 6 or 7 times the size of Rwanda itself. So it's trying to take this territory. And this came out from this week's United Nations resolution, as some countries adopted to try to sanction the leaders of M23, which is the Rwandan troops in Congo, and I'll be telling you more about that shortly. And particularly the Rwandan army. According to the UN, there are more than, initially they said 7,000. Now we know close to 20,000 Rwandan troops are in Congo. They are taking the territory. And one of the people who are sanctioned are those working close to this group in Rwanda called Lawrence Kanyuka Kingston, and the Rwandan Minister James Kabarebe, who is not long ago the Minister of Defense. Today they call him Rwanda's Minister of State for Regional Integration. But when they mean regional integration, they mean regional invasion or regional territorial ambition. He is, if you know who James Kabarebe is, he is the de facto vice president of Rwanda. What I mean is, today if Paul Kagame was to be incapacitated or to die mysteriously, this is the man a lot of Rwandans believe would immediately become the president of Rwanda at that moment. So he's the de facto vice president of Rwanda. He's also the de facto Minister of Defense of Rwanda. He's also, of course, the Minister of Defense of Rwanda is also Paul Kagame, but this is the second in command in Rwanda in everything. So this is the man that Paul Kagame trusts above all of them. And the US has sanctioned him, and Rwanda is not happy about it. Why? Because the US says that they intercepted satellite communication and a lot of other communication where this man, Kabarebe, was in the control room ordering the attacks in Congo that took the city of Goma, and now he has been coordinating also invasion, supplies, logistics, and attacks in the Bukavu territory, and now they are going to Uvira, which is a territory south of Bukavu. They want to take, as I said, 150,000 square kilometers of Congo territory. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the justification. Now, before I even go to that, it is the Tutsi group in Rwanda that is doing all the attacks. It's not the Hutu. Remember, according to the Wikipedia, they claim that the recent number from the census that Rwanda had 2 years ago, a year, I think, 2 years, in October 2022, October, they had a population of 13.5 million people in Rwanda. Of course, more people live outside Rwanda, so it could be a big population. But what the estimates are is between 11 to 12 million of those in Rwanda are the Hutu people. That is about 90%. So it means the Tutsi are about 1.5 million or all the way to 2 million. And surprisingly, the whole government of Rwanda is ran by the Tutsi. The military is made up of Tutsi men, all of them. All the top cadets in the Rwandan army are mostly Tutsi. The Rwandan commanders are Tutsi, and the generals, all of them, and everyone there, including the powerful positions in government, they are Tutsi people, despite that community only being about 10% of the country. So in other words, these are Tutsi war. The Tutsis, when they say Rwandans are attacking Congo, actually just replace the word Rwandan with Tutsi. Tutsis of Rwanda are attacking Congo. That's more appropriate. You will see in the comment section a lot of people coming there, the Rwandans and their agents coming there to say that I'm spreading ethnic hate, when that is a fact. These people don't like facts. That's the other thing I noticed. They are liars. They lie all the time. But then when someone tells the truth, they don't know the difference between lies and truth. Now they see the truth as the lie, so they tell you are lying when you have just spoken the fact. And that's the problem with them. I think they've been turned around. They don't realize the difference between lies and truths, facts and lies. So let's go back to now the other reason I'm making this video for. 2 weeks ago from today, the Rwandan president Paul Kagame, in front of the international journalists, he gave historical take on the border that separates Rwanda from Congo, prompted by this attack that he's doing in Congo. So he says this: the borders that were drawn during the colonial times had our countries divided. That's what Paul Kagame said. He goes ahead to say, a big part of Rwanda was left outside its borders. In eastern Congo, for example, and even in southwestern Uganda, and so forth and so forth. You have populations in these parts of other countries that have Rwandese backgrounds, but they are not Rwandans. These are citizens of those countries, and they absorbed those parts of Rwanda in the colonial times. He went on and on to justify why the Tutsi people are taking this territory and stealing the minerals. Now, the region he's talking about in Uganda is called Kisoro. The Kisoro people, the Western Uganda and Wasoro, are not Tutsi. Mostly, these are the Chiga people who speak Ruchiga and Ruchiga language. They are mostly like the Hutus of southern Uganda. And they are related to the northeastern Hutus of Ruhengeri. These are the Wachiga people, the Ruchiga Hutu. Hutus have smaller dialects. There's the Barundi, there's the Bachiga. Anyway, you get the point. So those are the people. But the reason I'm trying to say, the other reason that the Rwandans have been saying they need this territory and it belongs to them, the justification to go in and kill the Hutus, because that's what they are killing, the Hutus of Congo, is they're saying that some names like Sake, like Ruchuru, like Kichanga, like Mweso, like Bukavu, like, Goma, they sound Kinyarwanda. And it's true. But which Kinyarwanda? Now, I'm going to take you to a bit of history. This is anthropology class 101. I'm not a scientist, but you have to listen. So when you talk about people, the heritage, migration patterns, cultures, and stuff like that, we talk about under anthropology. And when you talk of Zulu people, they speak isiZulu. You talk about the Shona people of Zimbabwe and South Africa, they talk Kishona. You talk of Wanyamwezi or the Skuma people of Tanzania, they speak Kiskuma, and the others speak Kinyamwezi. You come all the way to any country, let's say we are going to Kenya, Kikuyu speak Kikuyu, Kamba speak Kamba, Luo speak Dhuruo. In Uganda, Baganda speak Luganda. In other words, the name of the community is the same name for the language they speak. If you go to Congo, the Nande people speak Kinande and so on. The Lingala people speak Kilingala. But when it comes to Rwanda, because of the lies of the Tutsi the regime, they have turned around the language there, which is the Kihutu language, and they are going to be angry about this. And they are saying it's called Kinyarwanda. There is nothing like that, because which community in Rwanda was Banyarwanda people? In Rwanda, we had 3 communities. They still are there. They have the Twa, they speak Kitwa, of course. They had the Tutsi people, they used to speak Kitutsi, which they forgot and assimilated the Kihutu. And then we had the majority Hutu people who spoke Kihutu, which was assimilated and adopted by the minority Twa and Tutsi. And now in Rwanda, everyone speaks Kihutu, but that language has mysteriously been turned around to be called Kinyarwanda. The same with Burundi. Now, if you met a Hutu from Burundi and a Hutu from Rwanda, they speak the same language. You put them in front of each other, you tell them to speak, they'll speak from morning to evening. They'll understand each other. Now, there'll be slight variation in dialect. Where you have Kihutu in Rwanda sounds more of the Tanzanian Kigoma, the Ha of Kigoma, which is like now the Swahili influence comes in like that. While the Rwandan Hutu has some few words borrowed from the Tutsi that came there. But 95% of the language spoken in Rwanda is the original Kihutu language that was spoken 500 years ago. So why am I saying this? So that we can go back to the justification. This territory, Sake, is a Kihutu word, which is Bantu word. Goma is a Kihutu word, which is a Bantu word. Bukavu, Sibitoke, Uvira, Mwenga, all those words they sound almost Kachungu, Kichanga. They sound like Hutu, a Hutu word, because it's Bantu word. And the Hutus are very close relative, cousins maybe, of other communities in Congo, like the Nande people, the people of this territory of Kichanga. They are these like the territory around Sake, right? All those people, the Nande, the Bembe, the Frero, all those people are Bantus, and they could be, their languages be related to the Hutu language, and that's why the words of this territory sound like the words that a Hutu would say. Even the meaning, for example, if you come to this island, it's called Ijgui, which in Kihutu means voice or sound, and in the Nande language it means the same, and so on and so on and so on. Actually, Ijgui means voice or sound in so many Bantu languages, including in Zambia and other places. If you ask the people from there, they'll tell you when they say voice or sound, they call it Ijgui, which is not just for Rwandans. It's for other Bantu communities. And the Tutsi, as I said, according to them, they migrated from Western Ethiopia. That's why when you look at some of them, like Paul Kagame, he looks like a Somali than a Bantu, which is true. And it points to the fact that they migrated south following the western arm of Lake Victoria along this region where you see the lakes, and settled in this territory where they were keeping cattle. Then they adopted the languages of the larger group that they settled among. For example, in the case of Rwanda, 9 out of 10 people they found there was a Hutu. So it means Tutsis were 1 versus 9 Hutus. And the Tutsis wanted to rule Hutus despite them being severely severely outnumbered. And now they are trying to justify this other territory using a language that they stole from the Hutu and called Kinyarwanda, even though it's still Kihutu. In the hearts of the Hutu people, they speak Kihutu, because, come on guys, at what stage did the Kihutu people lose their language and start speaking Kinyarwanda? A large community of more than 20 million people in both Burundi and Rwanda cannot overnight lose their own languages. And as I said, the name of any language refers to the name of the people. You can go everywhere, even in Europe. The people there, they speak the language that is the name of their community. The Hindi people speak Hindi. The Chinese people speak, Mandarin people speak. The Han people speak Mandarin, and so on. The Mongols speak Mongol. It's the order of humans. You speak the language that refers to the name of your tribe. So the Hutu people speak Kihutu, not Kinyarwanda. And the Tutsi adopted Kihutu, and that's why. So the justification as to why they are taking territory like Rubaya, which sounds like the Hutu language, it's not Tutsi language. And as I just said, the war here we are seeing, this is a Tutsi war inside Congo, not a Hutu war. The reason being, most of the military decision making in Rwanda is Tutsi. And the reason they're also giving, besides the names of this region they are taking, is that they are the minority Tutsi people in this territory being attacked by other community. We don't know whether that is true, but also that is a justification, which then again says this war is a Tutsi war of dominance, where minority people in North Kivu who make less than 1% of North Kivu. Remember, North Kivu has a population of about 9 million people, while the Tutsis from Masisi who claim that they are being, attacked or isolated or something, they are less than 200,000 people. Actually, about 140,000. So 140,000 in a region with 8 million, 9 million people. What percentage is that? That is 0.6%. So why would people who are 0.6% in a region like North Kivu insist that they need to be recognized as if they are 5%, as if they are 10%? So if you are recognized as 0.6% given positions in decision making and government, what about the people who make up 11% of North Kivu, for example? What are they going to do? In Rwanda, the Hutu make 90% of the country, and they are not even in the decision making of that country. The Hutu never sent the military. As I said, the whole army of Rwanda is Tutsi. The whole government is Tutsi. But when you say that, they are going to come after you saying that you are a genocider, you are Interahamwe. Interahamwe, I think, refers to a Hutu. Well, I am a Bantu, definitely I'm a Hutu. What do you think, man? You think I would deny being a Hutu? I'm a Bantu, for God's sake. You think I would at one point be told you are a Zulu and say I'm not a Zulu, or be told you are a Munyamwezi and say I'm not a Munyamwezi? These are my Bantu people. I'm related to Bantus. So why would I deny being a Bantu? So don't come with that nonsense where you try to threaten people saying that they are supporting genocide. Which genocide? The genocide I'm seeing is the Tutsi army of Rwanda going to Congo to kill people, like they did in 1998, like they did in 2001.